My video started for YouTube. I'm going to give Instagram a few minutes to get the info out that I am on the scene. I think I'm going to increase this light. I'm going to draw this light closer. Well, good morning. And as Instagram's getting the word out, good morning to those of you on YouTube. And I welcome you to Pastor Minnassa's sacred space. Let's take a few minutes to become settled, and centered, following the tones of the singing bowl. I want you to join me. And let's just take a deep breath in and really fill your stomach and diaphragm full of air. You can breathe in the air and then push it out with purpose, right? We are about being intentional and doing things purposefully. So let's just breathe in. Oh, and hold it for a minute and push it out. Let us breathe in again. Hold it and push it out. And join me for one last time, because if you work with me before, you know I always do 3 breaths. Let us breathe in and out. So again, I welcome you to Pastor Minnassa's sacred space. And what is this time about? This is the time that I'm able to serve you as your pastor. What do pastors do? They guide, inspire, and are like the shaman, the wise woman, the sage, bringing messages from the divine to empower, inspire, guide, and correct, lead, and direct those who are in their congregation so they can live their best life. And that's what I'm here today, being a conduit for the Great Spirit to help you, to inspire you, to encourage you, to give you the tools that you need, wise words and spiritual messages, that you can begin this first day of the week with a word of power, inspiration, guidance, stepping into this sacred space to just shake off everything from the week before, to pick up that which is for your highest good this week, and then to move forward from that space. And so let us begin. And of course, this is a a safe and sacred space, guided, guarded, protected by the angels of love and light. And let us begin. So let us begin. Good morning. Let us begin with our inspirational reading. And I think today this reading is apropos, world peace. I envision all people living in harmony. Sometimes I wonder about my place in a world that is changing so rapidly. I realize that many of the world's people may be wondering the same thing. Change can feel scary, especially when I feel as though I have to navigate shifting landscapes alone. I expand my awareness and wonder whether others are feeling the way I do. Feel fearful or insecure can overwhelm feelings of peace. As peace seems further and further away, it's easy to drift into isolation and discord. I pray, reclaiming peace by feeling my divine identity as a child of God. I remember that all people share this divine identity. I include all the world's people in my prayer, envisioning us coming together in harmony to create a peaceful world. And this reading from the Daily Word ends with Hebrews 12:14. Pursue peace with everyone and the holiness without which no one will see the Lord. So let us pursue peace, and the peace that we want to see in the world. A friend of mine had this post, and the words were kind of harsh, but there's a truth in it. We want to stand with Ukraine, and we want peace. But what about where you live? What about peace in the United States? That's where I live. What about peace in our families? What about praying for people all over the world who are being displaced, there's wars that aren't public, but there's wars in communities. There's wars in religion. There's wars, and people need love. People need peace. And so let us spend this time as Ukraine is on the news, but let us spend this time being agents of peace, and holding that within ourselves, for we are one. And as we hold the peace within, it will spread throughout and around. And so this is spring. Happy spring. Today is the spring equinox, is summer solstice. Yeah, spring equinox as the light is returning. And I'm so excited for this time. So I want to encourage all of us to spend this time today reflecting. What are the seeds that I have planted? What do I want to grow during this spring season? And the beautiful thing about spring is that you can still plant. So if the seeds you have been sowing as you reflect aren't reflective of what you want to have grow, you can take that time to turn within, connect with the Christ Sophia within, and plant some new seeds. And so we're going to spend this time together using my cards from Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck. Our first card, of course, is spring. There we go. Spring. And let me show this for YouTube. And it says, see your seeds grow. So this is a beautiful time of year that there's the capacity to grow. What are the seeds that we are planting within? We're planting seeds of love and self-care. If you saw my Instagram page yesterday, I was having some wine and some dark chocolate and my little Trek mix from Trader Joe. Yes, self-love. When we love ourselves, the love will go everywhere. And this is the chance in this spring season, in this new season. And of course, we are also walking into Aries season. The Aries, powerful, assertive. And this is the fire element. And what do you desire? This is a perfect time. What do you desire? Are you planting the seeds for the things that you want? What do you desire? What is your purpose? Plant those seeds. That sexual desire, that passion of helping other people, growing your business, being a millionaire. If that's what you want to do, plant that seed. This is the time. Our other card today is the Fire Guardian. Fire Guardian, all about igniting your passions. Are you operating from that sacral chakra, from that real place of connection? You know, one of the things I realized living here in the Mid-South, so many people are disconnected, and it's part of the delusion. To have lived here during the time when slavery and Jim Crow, you had to disconnect. You couldn't look at someone else, and because their skin was different, see them as less than, because that's not how we are. We see the God and Goddess in each other, but you have to disconnect. And when you disconnect yourself from that, you're disconnecting yourself from connecting with your divine self. And so there is that illusion and that delusion in this area. And once you start disconnecting, you're not touching with your passions. You're not touching with what truly lives here. I'm telling you, the health problems they have in this area are very much related to that. This is the time. The beginning of spring, the beginning of the astrological New Year's. We step into that fire sign of Aries to connect with your passions. And why passions scare you? Why? If it's deep within you, if it's what you've been called here to do, your angels and guides are with you. You're passionate about making a difference in this world by helping people who are experiencing homeless, by helping children, by helping trans people, by being an ally to the LGBTQ community, to planting gardens, like Lady Bird Johnson. She wanted gardens. You want more libraries to grow. You want fashion to be more representative of different body styles. You want to put libraries or books everywhere. Whatever your passion is, you're a painter, you're a dancer, you're a singer, you crochet, you knit. Tap into that. When we are doing what is passionate, that rolls throughout the world. And we need that. Too many people are disconnected. Too many people are just, they're just moving like drones through the world. And that energy is draining. It's not life-giving. But when we are connected to our passions, when we are following our flow, that goes throughout the whole world, and the world needs that energy today. What is one way to really connect with that energy? And that's to take a step back, to see that higher view. And this is the eagle. And this is see from a higher perspective that yes, the news will keep us right here, but the world is bigger and expansive. The world of the Father Sky and Mother Earth is global, and we can see a bigger view. Maybe what you want to do that is not needed so much in your state, but are there other states that need it? Are there other countries that need it? Have a bigger view. When you say yes to your best, the universe says, got you. And it begins that process. And so part of the challenge of what I do here is encourage people to connect and trust with your higher forces. You're not by yourself. So my family rejected me. You're not by yourself. Well, I don't go to church no more. I ain't got no. You're not by yourself. You have a team of people that when you stepped onto this planet, came here with you. Your guardian angel has been with you from day one. Your celestial team and your ancestors from your star seeds are with you. And you don't have to continue to try to rely on yourself. We are part of a great community, and that's what the shaman, trust in the higher forces. Even in the sacred texts of Christianity, the books written by Paul says, there's so great a cloud of witnesses. There is a great crowd of those who have gone before us, those who have been with us in previous lifetimes, on previous escapades, in previous dimensions, who are here to support and empower us, and you can connect with them at any time. How do you do that? Be still and know. Take that time to be still. Take that time to trust the inner aspects and that higher aspect of ourselves. And then our last card for today is the stag, which is trust and thrive. You know, in living here, I remember the story of Bambi, when they would show Bambi's father, this huge deer or elk, I don't know what kind of animal it was, all these beautiful antlers, and living here in Atoka where I live, we have deer and we see them on the roads, which is of course what I don't want to see them. So we drive very slowly where we see them crossing, but there is something so majestic and beautiful about them. And they trust not just in their capacity to their antlers, they're part of a community and they are one with nature. And this spring is calling us to shake off the doubt. You've been praying, you've been asking, do it. Open to your life to it. Make room for it to come to you. You've got to trust in the sources bigger than yourself. And that's one of the beauties of AA. A source bigger than myself. That yes, using my physical capacity to deal with addiction or to deal with creating and living my best life, I need that source bigger than myself. That my higher self, my oversoul, my divine spark. When I trust in that, when I connect with that, how do I connect with that, Pastor Minnassa? Well, one, you've got to have a daily practice, and that's part of what we talked about last week. Taking the time, even if it's for 2 or 3 minutes, to sit still, to set your intention for the day. Or do you just get up and head out the door, get your coffee, your tea, your whatever, your shake, and then boom, now you're on the road, and then boom, you're in the office, or boom, you're on the Zoom. You have the capacity every day to tap into your intrinsic power by taking a few minutes to be still. Say one thing that you're grateful for. Say, what do you want this day to hold for you? And then move forward from that space. And this springtime, this new season, this cyclical change, going with the flow of the seasons is a new opportunity to live and create the life you want from this space today. Happy spring. Blessed and beautiful joy to you this day. I'm thanking you especially for all of you that catch me later. Thank you so much. And for those of you that are here this morning, namaste. I see the God, the goddess, the divine in you The God is the God, and the divine in me sees that. And I celebrate you. Have a blessed, beautiful, and as my own pastor says, a God-nificent day. Take care now.